What's up, everybody? Thanks a lot for tuning in to another episode of Birds of a Feather Flock Together. This is the Super Bowl 57 edition. Got my boys in the building today. What's up with it, fellas? Cash and Jay.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Happy to be here.
Most definitely. We still on cloud nine right now with being able to witness our team in the Super Bowl this week. So also Cash, you said you heard some news you want to get into about Michael Irvin.
Yeah, man, that's real crazy, man. Out of all people, Michael Irvin, I wouldn't expect this, but his reputation, him being a Hall of Fame and everything, it was said that he was making an exit from the NFL Network coverage, and there was some allegations of him having misconduct with some lady. I don't know what that means. The facts ain't out there yet, but however, he's been pulled off of doing the Super Bowl week coverage as an NFL media spokesperson. He's disputing it. However, we don't know. It just sucks that he got to go through this, man. I'm honestly surprised by it. Irvin said in a statement that it was all of a 45-second conversation. So I don't understand what could really happen in 45 seconds that, Shorty, I guess a lot could happen. But in all a 45-second conversation in a lobby where there's mad cameras and stuff like that, I don't anticipate somebody of his stature to be, putting themselves in a position to be vulnerable for this type of backlash. You know what I mean? With cameras everywhere. But he stated himself that he was drinking that night. I don't know if that's a cop out, to try to fall back on. Huh?
Make himself look a little bit better.
Yeah, or try to use as an excuse, because he realized whatever he did was unethical at the time. So, we'll see what happens once the facts come out. This is fresh news. This just came out about like 5 hours ago or earlier today, man. So I'm kind of surprised. Jay, did you hear anything about that?
I just heard about it like a little before we got on the show, so we didn't get much to speak about it.
My bad, fellas. I don't know what happened.
No, you good, my brother. You good. So basically, there's always two sides to a story, but I'm pretty sure the NFL did they digging before they dismissed them. They're not just gonna dismiss them.
Mm-hmm.
There might be video footage. There could be evidence of him acting like that. He could just say he was drunk to try to justify it. So, there's always two sides to a story. But at the end of the day, if he got kicked off the coverage for the week, it's for a reason. They did their due diligence probably and figured that they just got to move on.
But the thing is that he put out a statement saying there was nothing done physically. So what could have been something verbally that offended her, and then they'll pull him off because of that? Because this is fresh.
You know what, my brother, I'll tell you what. We live in a very sensitive world at the moment, and just in general. So any little thing you say, they're gonna the cancel culture. He may have said the wrong thing. He just may have said the wrong thing to the wrong person at the wrong time. And it just happened to be, he just blew his opportunity to do the coverage because. Who knows? Who knows if he's even gonna go to the game now? Who knows?
That's crazy.
That's all up for grabs. But he should have thought about that before he got into the situation.
He's insisting that it was nothing sexual. He said it was a friendly conversation, man. He's like, he don't even know what happened. It's all of 45 seconds. He said he shook her hand and then walked away. Next thing you know, he getting pulled off of work.
That's why I say there's two sides to the story. He's
we live in a world of opportunists, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
That's
so
exactly.
that altercation is on film, and so regardless, it's her word against his. And if she say this or say that, it's on film. What did you say in the moment? So now and he has a prior background of having incidents with women. You get what I'm saying? Like 3 or 4, not just one, but this wouldn't be his first. So they're going to go up on that right there. And then that's what the type of people are, opportunists. And then now it's a settle outside court type thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The opportunist is a better way to put it.
That sucks, bro. That sucks. But yeah, man. We'll wait for the facts though. At the end of the day, we'll see what's coming out because what comes out or what the result of this is because this is still fresh. They said that he's scheduled to appear on Friday's First Take on ESPN, but
that's got canceled.
Oh, okay, that got canceled.
He got canceled. I believe he's off everything. He's off the First Take. I believe he's off the NFL. So that's what
he's off of anything that's having to do with Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, if he get in there, he's gonna be in his own dime probably.
streaming live from his own social media.
Yeah, like he's not gonna be, you know, he like. I thought it was just like I said. It didn't even have to be like I keep thinking. It don't even gotta be something sexual. It could have been racial. It could have been derogatory. It could have been like a sexist thing. It could have been 100 things he said to her wrong or whatever. But like I said, like, we don't know. We don't know the other side yet. We don't know. It's gonna be a legal situation. Like
right. You see what happened to Kyrie just talking about who runs the world. So it could have been something as simple as that.
Yeah, listen, sometimes that's why everybody got a voice, but sometimes you got to, as an athlete, you got to understand your platform's so big, even your own opinion can damage you. You got to keep it to yourself sometimes. You understand? You can't put it out there, even though you want to put it out there, you believe is right. You just got to keep certain things to yourself. Thousands of people following you, literally.
That's the crazy part though, because we all support a culture where we say that everybody gets an opportunity to get heard. That's why the laws have been changed so certain people don't feel, suppressed. But then at the same time, if you speak your mind, you still gotta be cautious of what you're saying. So is that really freedom of speach? But let's not get too much into politics here, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's talk about the media. What was it? The press, right?
Yeah, the press. Like speaking of the press, like I know, like the whole Super Bowl week is an opportunity even for the reporters. That's their Super Bowl, to be at that. That's their Super Bowl, even not even as a player, as a reporter and as an analyst. So, it must suck for him. I know he's pissed. I know he wanted to see this matchup. I know he wanted to be a part of it. It just sucks, but it don't suck that it happened to a Cowboy. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to be on your best behavior. If she stopped you, you can't just be walking past people and speaking to them what's up and doing all that, bro. You got to protect your celebrity, bro. You know what I mean? You need to be walking past people. That's like a person that's a celebrity, but want everybody and their mama to see them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want to be seen at every given moment.
Yeah, and then that's when stuff like that happens. Because now everybody, like I said, will come back to it again. Like it's opportunists in this world. You know what I mean? That's an opportunity for them to feed their family for the rest of their life. Like that man can pay her $80,000 to $100,000, and that's more than she gonna make in 10 years.
Absolutely, yep.
You get what I'm saying? Not to like slander her. I don't know who she is, and I'm just using those numbers just to throw them out there. You know what I mean? But I'm saying whatever she's suing for, she's not going to sue for no chump change. It's going to be something that's going to be able to, because once she do that, she's going to be also people that love Michael Irvin, love the Cowboys. She's going to be discriminated also too, and culture canceled. They're going to be, tearing her social media up and all that type of shit. So she ain't going to be able to work in the same spot she worked at before, and she got to go bounce and move to another city, and she's gonna be trying to disguise herself as much as possible, like Michael Irvin should have did, disguising himself as much as possible.
Just went up to the room and delete those 45 seconds. You didn't have to say nothing, like you said. Just kept on moving. You got to know your worth and your celebrity, and especially you got a job. You got a major job there. You're a major piece of the media part there. Like, why you gonna squander that? And his paycheck stopped after that day.
Big fat, and then like just like the players. They win, they get paycheck bonuses, you know what I mean? Like the winning team get more than the losing team. And the same thing with him, you know what I mean? He was going to get paid every day of the week that he's on there. Stephen A. Smith is giving him a bag to come on the show. He's not doing that for free. You know what I mean? And just like the other day when him and Jay Will got into it over Kyrie Irving, like I think it's disrespectful for Jay Will, just not to get off subject or whatever, but just disrespectful to get on somebody's platform and act like that man ain't doing what he's doing. I don't agree with Stephen A. Smith and don't like him half of the time, but at the same time, you get on this show and you fighting this man with words over personal feelings because you with Max every week. You, Max, and Keyshawn Johnson is on the show, and whatever you and Max beefing on, you got on there with some personal stuff. You know what I mean? And that's where it's coming to right there. You know what I mean? And the same thing with any scenario. And my thing is Michael Irvin is coming up on there and now you're not going to be able to come up on no shows no time soon. You just jeopardized your bag for a few months, bro.
Yeah,
and then you're stopping paychecks, and then you're about to write a check.
Yeah, it don't make sense. Like you got to think. Remember that happened with Chris Carter. Remember saying he had a situation with FS1, and you ain't seen him since. He had a couple, one a little too, but you ain't seen Chris Carter since.
Man,
you mess with these folks sometimes. They take you once they take you off that camera off you, they take it off you.
Look at Ray Lewis. He ain't been on no shows, no nothing.
Another one, I ain't think about that one.
He be sitting on the sidelines. He be at the Pro Bowl.
Big facts, but he ain't on camera. What's up with it, George?
Speaking of the Pro Bowl, now we jump into another topic real quick. Swoop was at the Pro Bowl, the Eagles mascot. He was just trolling over there like crazy. He was walking around, strutting.
You see him try to hit him with the
dodgeball.
They were
trying to hit him with the ball too. I was gonna tell you that. Saquon and them, they were trying to hit him with the ball. Son.
Yeah, they tight because they know that the whole Eagles team should have been at the Pro Bowl.
Nobody was banging with him. He was banging by himself, but he was literally dolo, just walking everywhere.
Then they just said he arrived yesterday, and then not to get off topic, also. My boy was hitting me up, letting me know some things going on and shit like that, and the Eagles, come to find out, the Eagles hotel and practice facility is like 8 to 10 minutes away from the crib, bro.
Wow,
nice.
That's fire.
Yeah, that is fire.
They literally right there for me.
I would definitely be
tomorrow
taking
for ESPN. And then I'm gonna hit up the hotel, see if they out there get these jerseys signed, so that value can go up. And you know what I mean? If they win on Sunday, they win on Sunday, then price value go up on them jerseys, man. And I'll be an eBay guy for sure. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Real shit. And then, but the whole thing nowadays, when you get an autograph, you got to make sure you
authenticate it.
Yeah, authenticate it. Also with a video of them doing it with the picture of you and all that shit, you know what I mean?
That's definitely that will go a long way, my brother. Trust me.
And then also, if y'all got iPhones, you know what I mean. Every time y'all do a video or a picture, it says your location, so you can always bing, and then they'll see, this was at the such and such hotel where they was at. You know, that's where they was staying and all that. So it authenticates it like that, and then you can get it. Jay know with the cards and stuff. So you know what I mean. That's what we
the video thing though that you just said. A lot of people don't do that, and they should do that. Even if you get a personal autograph, just record even a snippet of it, bro. It will go in the long run. If you ever trying to move it or trying to really gain value on it, that will help you.
Even if you're not by yourself, the person that you with, just give them the camera on video and just be like, film this while you accent and do all that. You know what I mean?
And a good tip, my fault, bro. A good tip to the autograph: ask the person behind you, like, yo, hold it for me real quick.
Real shit.
Nice.
And always bring your own marker.
Always. My son been through the game. He know the deal. When you somebody get there, their marker's dry. You about to get a dry autograph.
Man.
Or they won't give it to you because they
don't want you to use it.
Exactly. They don't like, nah, you ain't using mine. That ain't my jersey again, son.
Yeah, my thing is though, when I'm going for every game next year, when I go to the game, I need a football, bro, from the stadium, bro. That's one of my goals, bro. Like I almost had a couple of them. Rest in peace to Pops. You know, I used to get on the field with the Chargers. You know, he was a Charger Hall of Famer, and I used to escort him on there. And it was 2 times I almost had a ball. You know, one of the workers for the Chargers, you know, I coached not coached his son, but coached against his grandson, and he knew who I was, and you know, I seen the little dude at alumni weekends and all that, so we was real familiar. So I was on the field one day, and then I was like, man, I need one of them balls. He was like, all right, I got you. I'll bring you a ball back. And he brought me a ball, but it was one of the kicking balls, so they needed the ball back, bro. And it was trail, so I had to get a ball back. It was trail, bro. But long story short, man. Also, Jay, you want to hop into media day before we get into the rest of these topics for the rest of the night? And we got a guest coming on, my boy Warren.
Yeah, definitely. I want to speak about that. You know, because that's the night, basically, media day and night. It's a whole day, whole night. It's basically, you could call it spectacular, whatever you want to call it. You know, they just basically the quarterbacks face off on a stage as if they're, as if they're having a debate, kind of in a sense. You know, they just speak on their journeys to the NFL. Our team, you know, we look poised. We looked comfortable for a lot of younger guys who've never been on that stage before. Most of the team hasn't been to a Super Bowl. We barely have any holdover from the last team, but they look good. I want to bring up an important thing right here. I have in my notes. One of the reporters asked Nick Sirianni, this is real. He asked Nick Sirianni if the Super Bowl is a must-win game. I mean, you had to see Sirianni's face. It was just like, he just said, yeah, but with the straightest face. I mean, that has to be the dumbest question I've heard in a long time. He really asked him if he thinks this is a
must-win game.
Big facts. Like
and they asked Jalen about about his mentorship and everything. Jordan Mailata too was interesting. They was talking to Jordan Mailata, and then they noticed Jordan Mailata's his cell phone screensaver is Jason Kelce. So that was interesting to see that bond. Jason Kelce, I'll tell you what, the Kelce Bowl is something that I'm not making a big deal of, but for us, our Kelce is just as important as their Kelce. But our Kelce is the center, and I don't think people understand the center is the least desirable position in football. Nobody cares about the center, but the center. He's literally the push to start. Like everything goes with his hands, and Jason Kelce, I'm telling you, man, his interviews, everything about him, it just embodies the whole team. He's everybody in one. I'm telling you. So
and let me speak on that real quick. Also, with I'm a touch bases on all four of our vets: Kelce, Cox, Graham, and Lane. I feel if we win, we get all them back for another year, because I don't feel they want to leave their boys for the dead, because they know everybody coming for our head next year. Yeah. If we win, I feel we're able to keep them for and not go into retirement. You know what I mean? But if we lose, I see them retiring. You know what I mean?
Right.
I agree with you. And you know what? That core four that we have, like you said, I mean, they've been around. Everything has gone around them. The firing of Andy Reid, the hiring of Chip Kelly, the tenure of Chip Kelly, the beginning of Doug Peterson, and now Nick Sirianni. They literally have seen all facades of the Eagles.
All four of them been there over a decade.
All four of them have put blood, sweat, and tears. Brandon Graham to me is the most inspirational out of them, because when he started off very slow. I mean, the best thing about him is he had all the reporters blocked, and after they won the Super Bowl, when they were interviewing him, they asked him to unblock us on Twitter, and he finally unblocked all of them, because it was they were berating him for years, but. Look at what he's becoming off the bench. He's got a career high in sacks. I mean, this team is amazing, man. And Darius Slay, back to go to media night. They asked Slay, like, what makes everything go? He's like, yo, we all take care of each other. We want Devontae to have a stack or 1,000 yards. We want AJ to have 1,000 yards. Slay want to get picks. Bradbury want to get picks. He basically said everybody wants everybody to win. There's zero egos on that team. Nobody wants to be the guy. Like, this is me. You look at other teams. Look at KC, it's Mahomes and Kelce. I'm telling you, you remove one of them, and it's a problem. It's not like that with Philly. We got Goddard, Brown. We got too many options. You understand? It's different for us.
It's gone for a long time.
It's different.
Right. Would you saying that, like, damn, it's not even coming to me. I know it's another receiver who is well, actually, I know who it was. Stephon Diggs. We'll see what happens with him and the Bills next year. I mean, I don't know what his contract is looking like, but I know he tight that he went most of that game and didn't get no. Josh Allen didn't throw the ball at him, so he might be looking to get traded.
If that's your best receiver, bro, there's people gonna lock him down. There's games when
AJ
don't get no balls.
That's diva stuff. You know what? That's typical. He acting typical. By doing what he's doing is typical. You understand? Mm-hmm. AJ tried to pull that off, and he quickly, even the second game, he didn't get too much burn. He quickly put that to rest, because any little emotion you show as a wide receiver, they're gonna diva you.
And look at this too. If that man is trying to get out of that contract so he can end up with his brother, Dallas needs a wide receiver, bro. Yes. And he's going over there to try to help them. Why do you think they be all up on him? Michael Parsons, all that at the Pro Bowl, all that. They trying to recruit.
You saw that at the Pro Bowl. It was mad buddy.
Yeah, they trying to make sure that man get over there, and then why wouldn't he want to go be with his brother, and he don't have to worry about no crib. He got somebody to show him the ropes. His brother is one of the best players on their team. That so they say, until he start getting cooked, like when people start really exposing him.
To me,
yeah. Until they start exposing him, and then they'll see, you know what I mean, that guy ain't really is all they trying to say. And he got all them interceptions that 1 year because, you know what I mean, he was being able to cheat. You know what I mean, with the coverage.
Right, he's cheating, exactly. And also he takes a lot of chances. That's why he gets beat a lot.
That's what I mean in cheating.
He bites on double moves. He's easy to beat, so that's why he's been getting exposed. Once you get more tape on you in this NFL, man, that's the players who are able to adjust to the scheme against them is the players who become great.
And also too, his speed is what makes up for his mistakes.
Absolutely.
If he didn't have that long, quick stride, you know what I mean, he able to make up for his like he reminds me of Mills. You know what I mean, Jalen Mills, but he got recovery speed that Mills don't have. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Mills used to be running like somebody stole something from him.
Man. And let me touch one more thing on media day before we get off the subject. You know what I mean? If you got anything else to go on it, I'm a coach dad. You get what I'm saying? I coach my son. You know what I mean? And all his homies, my homies' kids. You know what I mean? For like 13, 14, 15 years. You know what I mean? Even went up to high school level. You know what I mean? And I wasn't able to coach them that year that I coached on high school. I was trying to recruit them to that school, but a lot of them didn't want to go there. But long story short, Jalen is the only son of a coach that gives his father credit for him being where he's at. And just to elaborate a bit on father-son relationship with the coaches, me and my son basically had a understanding where you have to turn off dad to become coach at practice. Where I used to tell my son and make him run laps if he called me dad at practice, because it's in his nature. How do you program a kid to stop calling you dad, and he do it all day long, but for 2 hours he got to stop and call you coach? You know what I mean? And then there was certain players on the team that don't throw 2 and 2 together, and he did it one day and be like, Hawkins is your son? And then I'll be like, you know what I mean? And these players have been on my team for like 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? And didn't know that because those are not the ones that come to the house afterwards, everything like that. But and then they was like, dang, his name is Hawkins and you're Coach Hawkins. I didn't think of that. Like young kid, you know what I mean? Young kid. Yeah. And so Jalen today, or should I say yesterday, media day, open night, he gave Pops hella props and basically said, not just on the field, off the field, is the man that you see here is because of my father. And then he started laughing, saying that without my dad, of course, there ain't no Jalen Hurts, but the man that you see ain't the man I am today without Pops. And that right there just like not brought a tear to my eye, but just brought back everything about me and my son that we had to go through, and not realizing what he had to sacrifice as well as I had to sacrifice of being out there to make these kids better as not just players, but as people. You get what I'm saying?
As leaders too.
Yeah, as leaders in their community. And it just like really, really brought back a lot of memories, and not just with that, but just, you know, wanted to shout out, you know what I mean, the kids out there, and then also my son too. Didn't realize how much he sacrificed, not just as of today with that comment, but just overall. I've been thinking about that and everything, and the little dude sacrificed a lot for his pops to be able to get out there and do what he wanted to do. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's up. Well, so before we move forward, I just want to say one last thing, since we're talking about media. Trayvon Diggs' son Aiden is in the media a lot, and over this past week, him and I believe like another kid who had a Jets jersey, they were doing like the Pro Bowlers was doing like some community stuff. They was like giving out pretzels and hot dogs or whatever the case may be, right? So Trayvon Diggs' son Aiden was a part of that, and then I forgot exactly what it was. Like maybe he was eating his pretzel, his hot dog, and it was like, "You want to be in the NFL one day, little fella?" He said, "Yeah." He's like, "What team you want to play for?" He said, "Dirty Birds." He was like, man. Yo, Trayvon Diggs is like,
did he say the Eagles or did he say Dirty Birds? Because you know that's the Falcons.
Yeah, I know that's the Falcons, but then somebody else said Eagles, or his dad was saying the Eagles. He's like, out of all people, you want to pick the Eagles to play for?
What's up, OG?
I found that kind of funny. I was like, I know the Dirty Birds is the Falcons, but I believe he was talking about the Eagles because we in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. And then you see what you was elaborating too. Remember when Peyton Manning brought his son to the Eagles and Giants game? He was wearing the Jalen Hurts jersey, and his uncle played for the Giants.
His uncle played. They call heat for that too.
Yeah, real tough.
The worst one was Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's son showed up to the Miami game wearing a Tyreek Hill jersey.
Crazy.
Wow.
That's the craziest one, and people were upset, but they're like, "Yo, he's a Tyreek Hill fan. What you gonna tell a little kid he want to see him, and he got to meet him before the game and all that."
Right.
Come on,
and speaking on that, crazy too, bro. I didn't even think about this. This is crazy. I gotta text my son, bro. Like I'm bringing up my son and stuff. I ain't talking to him, but my oldest son is an Eagles fan, my junior. My youngest son that I was just talking about is a Kansas City Chiefs fan, bro.
Ooh.
I just thought about this. Hey, look, rest in peace, my big homie Bliffy Mac. He was one of the only Kansas City Chiefs fans I know, and in my neighborhood. But my son, you know what I mean, he ended up liking the Chiefs and everything. And like y'all saying, the younger generation, they don't have the stars, the Michael Jordans, so their favorite players is KDs and LeBron James and all these type of cats like that. So us, we growing up, it wasn't no Eagle flash or anything to make a kid want to root for the Eagles unless your dad or somebody, uncle, somebody was an Eagles fan and you inherited. You know what I mean? But these young kids like that flashy ball, and the Chiefs, Andy Reid and all them, they really like out there playing college ball. So these kids is liking them. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I feel like this game though, now it's funny that you bring. I feel like this game, the Eagles could perform and gain a lot of national fans. A lot of people are saying everybody's on Kansas City because they see them all the time. You don't see Eagles games all the time. This is going to be their coming out party, man. This is the final stamp that we got to put on this season. Every single day, somebody making a comment. So this is the game we got to get. We got to get after them, man.
Big fact. We got a guest right now with the homie Warren. We're going to bring him on, and we're going to get into these topics for tonight. What's up, Warren?
What's up,
One last dance, girl. One last dance. Yeah.
One last.
How you doing tonight, my brother?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Just ready for this game.
How you feeling about this week? How you feeling about this week? The anticipation. How your stomach doing? You Pepto-Bismol, ginger ale. What you on right now?
Low key, bro. I'll be honest with you. Just because I feel like we put in so much work during the season. It's kind of going to just be, honestly, a very easy game, honestly. Like, we put in the work, bro. Like, think about all them games we played. Like, all that time they put in, all them injuries we had. Now everybody's healthy, ready, they're excited. The only thing is they just can't get they just can't get in their own head with the Super Bowl and the media and the cameras. But
I think they actually doing a good job, and shout out to the 4 vets that we mentioned again, Kelsey, Cox, Graham, and Lane. Them dudes is keeping these guys real rounded. You know what I mean? And then you also take, DB is there also, even though he ain't playing. Derek Barnett is there, and he also was a part of the Super Bowl his rookie year. You get what I'm saying?
So he can help them too.
So he'll be able to, throw some stuff in some folks' ears and all that good stuff.
Malu got drafted here.
Say that one more time.
Malu, the year Carson got drafted?
Palomalu.
No, Sayamalu.
Sayamalu. Yeah. I think if not the year after, so he was able to experience
he got a
the
ring.
Super Bowl.
I think he got a ring.
Yeah, I
too.
think he was able to experience the Super Bowl too.
Yeah, I think there's only like
and if I'm not mistaken, our punter also. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, and Jake Elliott. Now that I really
Jake
think about it, we got a couple, not much, but at key positions,
Yeah, Jake Elliott at the kickers. Yeah, not punter. Yep. Yeah, but we're gonna jump into this segment. We actually did some pretty good timing with the rest of those segments, but I like this picture right here too.
Me too. I'm staring at that.
Yeah. We're gonna get into this topic that we have for tonight. It's actually called Contract Talk or Let Them Walk. So we're gonna break down these free agents right here that we have listed above right now, and we'll let you guys cipher out those right now. And if you guys like, I want to say something before we get started about Robert Quinn. I don't care what that man do. You know what I mean? If we win the Super Bowl, I want him out the building the next day where he not even invited to the parade. Like this man is showing that he don't want to be here, so let's show him we don't want him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I've never seen a grown man fake so many injuries. And like I mentioned to Jay and Cash, I wouldn't be surprised if he would be with one of our divisional rivals next year just to play against us, because he come over here from the day he walked in, from Linval Joseph, Sue walked in, they was happy, wearing green, all that. This dude came to our motherfucking camp, to the NovaCare Center looking like he was asking for change, my nigga.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, did not want to be there from day one. No smile on his face, no nothing, bro. And so Only time he interacted with Brandon Graham, and Brandon Graham gonna make you smile with his energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're gonna let y'all go into these. You know, we're gonna break it down into 3 topics of keep them, retire, or let them walk. So, like I just said, contract talk, meaning to keep, and then retire and walk. You know what I mean? So whoever want to jump on first, go ahead and hop on, and then I'll go when I'm Sue.
All right, so I'll jump on first. Jason Kelce, man, I want to keep this guy. He played a total of 176 games. His stats is just crazy. Like, he don't allow sacks like that. He protects the quarterback. His just stats and his performance is just outstanding, man. Like, so I want to keep him, even though I know he probably is eligible to retire. I want to make sure that man is here next year. Once we win this Super Bowl, just to defend the title for next year, and then he can do whatever he wants to do after that. So I thought that we gonna go through the whole thing or just go one by one?
Yeah, you can go through all of them. If you wrote a list, go ahead and talk about the list. I wrote down every player.
Oh, copy that.
So if anybody else is prepared and want to hop in, you know what I mean, y'all more than welcome. Or if Cash, you can go ahead and freelance it since it's like last minute notice for you. You know what I mean? If you want to look at the list and just say who you want to keep and who you don't, who you think should retire, we can work it from like that.
Bradbury, I want to keep Bradbury. I was a little skeptical about him at first. I mean, even though he was doing his thing on the Giants, but it's just him coming from the Giants, it didn't settle with me too well. But I want to keep Bradbury. Quinn, you absolutely right. Get this guy to boot. Get him out of here. I was a little excited when he first came through just because of the stats that he was putting up on the Bears. I thought that he would be a good addition, especially because of the injuries that we was dealing with when we got him. But however, get this man out of here.
And then let me say that you hit it on the nail with the injuries we was having with Derek Barnett that I mentioned, with him going down for the season. And then able to get him to come in, it was a blessing. I was excited when he first came in. That's why I'm pissed now about his productivity.
Right.
Because his motor was so high just a year ago in Chicago, and then he got to the Eagles and the motor's off.
That's crazy. I couldn't understand that, man. But
he just don't want to be there.
Let that man walk. Let him walk.
Yeah.
Brandon, man, this dude is a go BG. I just wish he would stop getting us so many penalties. Other than that, let's keep him. Let's keep Brandon Graham. He's such a leader when it comes to the defense. He's such a leader in the locker room, man. And I appreciate that, man. Fletch, I've been riding with Fletch for a long time. That's my guy. Like, if other people got other players that's a favorite player on the team, it'll be a wide receiver, mostly a quarterback or a running back. Fletcher Clark is my favorite player on the Eagles, to be honest. Outside of everybody who's earning my respect as of recent, but Fletch is that guy. He's the GOAT. He always handles business. I believe he was rated 99 in Madden a couple times. You can't beat that. You rated 99, you elite. Hargrave, definitely want to take Hargrave. I want to keep Hargrave, contract him up. That guy, that dog, he's a dog as well. Y'all all see what he was doing this season. Ndamukong Suh, let him walk. Let him walk. He played his role when we picked him up. However, I don't feel like he's a key piece to what we got going on. So I'll let him walk. Joseph, let him walk. Honestly, I don't remember too many stats on him, so I ain't even gonna cap on him. Smalo,
He been balling. Him and Williams been balling.
Mm-hmm.
Milton Williams.
So I still can't even base judgment because, to be honest, I don't know all the stats on them. Samalo, keep him. Let's talk contract talk with him. TJ Edwards. TJ.
You want him gone so Dean can play. That's all that is.
Huh?
TJ.
You want him gone so Dean can play.
Yeah, but Dean needs his opportunity.
I didn't even hear what you said. This shit's breaking up on my end.
I said you want TJ Edwards gone so Dean can play.
Which Dean? What you talking about?
Kobe
Dean.
Oh, Nah, I ain't even gonna really say that.
Edwards been good
He
for us,
led
but
our team in tackles, but he just kind of slow, bro. That's why I was kind of nervous with Christian McCaffrey, bro. And this week right here, we're a little better because we're gonna have CJ and Maddox helping out. You know what I mean? And with the tight ends in the back, so we good.
Yeah.
Yeah, TJ was solid though. He led the team in tackles. I think he was 7th in the NFL in tackles. So,
Big
but
fact.
he, like he said, he don't got speed. He's a smart player though. He's smart. He don't bite bait. He's a smart linebacker. That I'll give to him. He's young.
Okay. Lovato, safety.
That's a long snapper.
That's a long snapper. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Long snapper, Lovato. Let him walk. Outside linebacker, Kaiser White. We could keep him. We could contract him up. Minshew, let him walk. Boston Scott. Damn, we got so many options for running back, man. I mean, Boston did. He's one of my favorite running backs out there.
You got to keep him.
Yeah, they're gonna bring him back on a cheap deal. He's a homegrown.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. I let him rock. Miles Sanders, that's a given. Contract definitely. CJ, let's get him. Let's sign him up. Epps, let's sign him up. Dillard, let's sign him. Jackson is the tight end. Let's let him walk. And Pascal. Let's damn. Look, let's see it. Let's contract him.
He's Sirianni's guy too.
Huh?
He's Sirianni's guy too. Sirianni wanted to pick him.
He's more of a presence guy. He's not.
Yeah.
You need a guy like him too, like a nondescript.
He's a blocker.
He's a blocker.
Yeah.
He's not gonna come up on the stat sheet.
Go ahead and hop on, Jay.
Yeah. So basically, for me, I'll make it pretty quick. Kelsey's my favorite Eagle. So definitely, I hope he doesn't retire. I could see a scenario. We spoke about this. If they lose and real sad, maybe some of these players may retire. But I could see them bringing back Kelsey. It's going to be the same thing. I believe a lot of one-year deals, a lot of team-friendly deals. Interesting story about Bradbury real quick. Earlier, I read a story on Bleeding Green Nation. Y'all can check it out. Bradbury said he's open to returning to the Giants.
What?
The reason why he's open to returning to the Giants is because his relationship with the defensive back coach at the Giants. So look into that a little bit as far as because that rubbed me the wrong way to even read that he would be open to that, just knowing how deep the rivalry is and how we plucked him from him. So it was interesting to read that earlier. So I'm a little skeptical on bringing Bradbury back because we do have high draft picks and we could pick a corner with that 10 pick.
But it's kind of disrespectful, and I understand where he's saying it from. Because honestly, him and CJ should have been in contract talks before the season ended. Before the season ended,
one of them should have had a deal. But you know what? So much was going on with this team, though. I don't even think so much was going on even to negotiate with everything was rolling. You didn't want somebody's contract to knock anything down.
But what's in the news right now talking about Jalen's contract? You know what I mean? There's room for that, especially key players that we need to keep. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Freaking Quinn could go. Players like Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox, if they're leaving for retirement, I don't see them putting on another uniform. Neither one of them. I could see them back. Hargrave is the one to me. He's a very important piece of that line. He doesn't get spoke about as much, the Gravedigger. He's going to demand a bag. So I could see him leaving for a bigger bag. I could see that happening. I would love to keep him, but I don't think they're going to be able to afford him, especially if they got to pay. They got to pay Cox. They got to give Graham a deal. I don't know how they're going to fit that in. Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph, I'll put them together. I would bring them both back on the same type of deal, the one-year deals, the veteran deals. Bring them back because those deals fill out the cap. Seumalo is another one. He could demand a lot of money from another team. He knows this is his one and only opportunity for a payday. I could see him walking. I would love to bring him back. But I could definitely see him taking the bait. TJ Edwards, they could lure him back they could leverage him. because he's like a middle tier player. They could leverage with him. So I would like to have him back, but I also want to know what we got in Dean. You don't want the longer Dean sits though, the smarter he's gonna get. So I know that this whole year off for Dean did him good. Lovato, long snapper. Once again, team-friendly people. He not a major role on the team, but you can speak to him and be like, listen, this is here. You want to be part of it. We don't got to change anything. I can see him staying. Kaiser White is is still a developmental player to me, even though he's up for a contract. He may fit somewhere else. He may have a coach on another team who's looking at him. He may be gone. Gardner Minshew, I don't want him back at all, regardless of the fact that we need somebody more mobile, somebody who fits Jalen's skill set. So
like Marcus Mariota or something.
Yeah, like Mariota. Like we could play a little bit with it. Boston Scott, I believe, will resign. I believe he's never leaving the Eagles either. Another one who's just going to be there, take deals, understand his role. He's a player who understands his role. There may be a given night he's the starter and gets 20 touches, and he may not touch the ball at all. And you don't see that man pouting or complaining. Sanders, again, the contract of Barkley is going to be important. He's going to want, and once again, these players only have one opportunity. We're fans. We love to see them on our team, but they're thinking about their family, their future, their livelihood. They have one opportunity to get the biggest contract. So, I want to keep Sanders, but if they don't give him a low ball contract, he's not back. This is impossible. CJ, I believe we need to sign CJ. He's the Malcolm Jenkins of this Eagles team. And then the last four right here, Epps. Epps is the one out of all three of these, and Pascal that I would keep, one or the other. But all four of them could be plugged in, I believe, fitting through the draft and free agency. We can fit in those four positions. We have to keep the people in the trenches what we need. That's what we need. Seumalo, CJ, Hargrave, and I would say Bradbury or May, because Kelsey, that's an automatic. You could automatic. You don't even have to include him in negotiation. Those four, those are not. These other guys are not homegrown Eagles. You understand? Right. They don't have that love. You understand? It's different, but that's my take on all of that.
Go ahead, Warren.
Yeah. So I'll start off with Jason Kelsey. Now we got Cam Jurgens too.
Yeah.
We picked him up in the draft. So in all honesty, bro, I think this is going to be Jason Kelsey's last year, whether we win or lose. And based on what they say about Cam Jurgens, he's basically he operates just like
plug and play.
Yeah, he's just like Jason Kelsey. So I like that, especially with first coming back, and we want a ring next year. So that's the way I'm looking at it. I want a ring next year, not just this year. So I would definitely let Kelsey retire, get Jurgens. As far as Bradbury, I would like to try to work out a contract with him. But if he wants to go back to the Giants, bro, we gotta let him go. At the end of the day, we got 2 draft picks in the first round. Like we can find somebody. BG, I would like to see BG come back and maybe take a discount. BG is just he's one of my favorite players, and the fact that he didn't play a full year last year. And then he played a full year this year, win the Super Bowl. He probably wants to see what he can do after. So I would like to see him come back. Javon Hargrave, I would like for us to keep him, bro. Just because, and the reason why I say that is if we lose Fletcher Cox because he's retired, we got to keep that momentum going by guys.
And we keep that money right there too if Fletcher go.
So we can keep Hargrave. So I would love to keep Hargrave and let Flex go ahead and retire. Dominique and Sue and Joseph. Honestly, if they can take a discount with us and they can come in on the same contracts that they came in on, I would like them to come back, but they'll probably walk or another team will probably pick them up. But I don't think they're trying to play a full year, bro. I think they're trying to come in the middle of the season.
That was my point I was going to mention.
Yeah, and Gary Seumalo. As far as any of our offensive line, bro, I don't think we need to mess with any of them. Don't let none of them go. I think we need to keep all of them because at the end of the day, Jalen's about to get this contract. If he gets a healthy contract, and let's just say we got half of our offensive line is brand new, bro, it's not going to look good. So I'd rather at least keep all of our offensive linemen. Even with Kelsey gone, even if Lane left. TJ Edwards. I'm not a big TJ Edwards fan. I personally think we can get a good linebacker out of the draft. That's my personal opinion. Lovato, he can go. Kaiser White, I would re-sign Kaiser White to kind of mentor Nakobe Dean, bringing him on. Get rid of Minshew. I just it's no more mania, so we good.
Mania dead is dead for the mania.
Yeah, bro. And like y'all said about Boston Scott, I would like to keep Boston Scott, and he's a home. Like y'all said, he's a hometown guy. He's gonna stay. And to go with what you were saying, Jay, about Hargrave, that's how I feel about Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
Just because Miles Sanders, he's getting a Super Bowl ring. He has a ring under him now. There's so many teams in the AFC that need him.
Oh man!
Like
especially
imagine
Buffalo.
him like on a Buffalo,
and he got ties
just
with
like on the
Buffalo right now.
Bills.
If he leaves us, he's going to the Bills, bro.
Yeah, he's going to the Bills. I can see that happening.
He got big ties out there.
Yeah, and they, you know what it is, bro. The money will be there. He, like I said, he don't have. This is his prime right now. In the next 4 years, you're probably gonna get the best Miles Sanders ever. Because bro, the Eagles underutilized him his whole career. I mean, it was games last year. He didn't have a touchdown. Remember, that's how we started. When I first got on this show, that was one thing Marcel kept stressing. Like, yo, they gotta feed him the ball. He got no touchdowns last year. Nothing. I mean, he made up for it and then some. But if you notice, and it's funny that Marcel made me realize this, they're feeding him less and less. As the season went on, even in the playoffs, they feed him. Like Kenny, they trying to make Kenny G emerge to make it be like, look what Kenny G did. We don't need you no more.
Yeah, and Kenny G's not a 1 to 3 back. He's not a first, second, third down back.
He's not.
You know what I mean?
He's a third down back and a change of pace guy. Miles Sanders 20 touches a game, and Miles Sanders to me always gets a big run.
He's good for a big run a game and not just a big run when we need it though.
Yeah, just like randomly, like you don't even expect it. He bust 70 yards for a team. His speed.
That's what these AFC teams need, though, bro. Like if you watch a lot of them, the way they play, they need a Miles Sanders. So I can see somebody picking them up, like the Bills, the Bengals,
and the Chargers also. The Rams. They need somebody to take that weight off of Eckler.
I meant the Rams, my bad. The Ravens.
He's a damn every down back with that Chargers. Eckler, he's first, second, third, and fourth down.
Absolutely.
He's everything. But go ahead, Warren. My bad.
No, y'all good. No, good. It was good talk. All right. So CJ, he ain't going nowhere, bro. Epps, I would say keep Epps. And like I said with Dillard, we need to keep our offensive line there. Just as that camaraderie and just everybody being part of that team. That O-line, you can't stop us. And Jackson and Pascal, I would let them walk. In all honesty, I would let them walk because we can use that money into something else. And with that being said, Howie Roseman can move money around, and we can pick up somebody like another Pascal or like – I don't know, bro.
Or renegotiate AJ's contract or Slay's, you know what I mean? Just to make it not renegotiate it, but make it where it's team friendly.
Right.
Yeah. I think we'll be good.
But you know what though, also too, like for sure if the Eagles win, we are gonna win. Let's manifest it. After the win, a lot of players, they're gonna remember the Super Bowl hangover. They're gonna be like, yo, look what happened. This guy left. Because remember, every player that left the Eagles, remember Patrick Robinson, remember all these guys, they ended up nothing. Their careers. Even Rodney McLeod, he even tried to leave. He stood a little left, tried to leave Philly. He's been nothing. Every time they left, it's like certain players come to Philly and they thrive. Like it brings the best out of them. Like we just don't know.
The atmosphere.
Miles Sanders is a guy that you said I could see him plugging and playing any team and just killing it, bro. Just go absolutely running wild. Because the AFC they do a lot of dual running backs, and the NFL a lot of one back horses, But he, like I said, he's not Miles Sanders.
Yeah, facts. I'm gonna hop in it real quick. Start from the top as everybody else did. I'm gonna go with Kelsey. Retiring, and like you said, we got Cam and we're able to plug and play. And we got Cam on a rookie contract. It'll be a lot cheaper than bringing Kelsey in for another year. And him and his brother facing off against each other, that's a dream. You get to walk off in the sunset, regardless win or lose. You got to face your brother in the Super Bowl. So regardless, you winning, you know what I mean, in the end. And then Bradbury, I would say he's one of our top three mandatory picks. I mean, mandatory re-signs that we have to do this year. And 100% he's one of them. And then we'll go with Robert Quinn, get up out of here, let him walk. Brandon Graham, I want him to retire, you know what I mean, and get him a ring and walk up out, because we got a lot of debt at the outside position, and we can always draft with one of our first picks that we got, top 10 pick. We can draft the edge, you know what I mean, and get a good edge, and with the help that we already have right now. And then Fletcher Cox, I want him to retire so we able to sign Hargrave. And then if Fletcher Cox do come back, he come on on a vet minimum deal, you know what I mean, where he's able to with the salary cap increasing this year. So hoping we're able to squeeze him in somewhere. And then Sua and Joseph, both of them the same thing. I want them to walk, but at the same time, bring them back later in the season. Like Warren was saying, they're not a full season type of cats. They're not going to give you – look when we got them and look at the thriving that they're doing right now. They were full-fledged, batteries charged like a mug, you know what I mean? And they big dudes. They knees and ankles can only take so much, you know what I mean, every down back. And luckily – they're on a team like ours where you can sell them, letting them know that they're not going to need to play all the time frequently, and it saves, you know what I mean? And it saves time on it.
I forgot about the rest factor. This team gives a lot of vets.
Exactly. And that's what they're going to like to come back, and especially if they got a ring, they're going to be wanting to come back. And then Seumalo, I feel we can bring him back also, like keep him intact, you know what I mean, because it'll be cheap for us to sign him like with a 2-year team-friendly deal, just to let him know that he's needed in here, which he wouldn't even be a starter like that as much, you know what I mean, like the rest-friendly thing. We got so much plug and play at the Lions position that we should be able to be good with that, but just keep him just in case, even if he start, we're able to keep his backup, you know what I mean, for cheap. And then TJ Edwards, I said we can let him go. I would love to keep him, but he's not a big factor for us to keep, and we can plug in White and then let Dean take over White's position, you know what I mean? Because Kasir White is a natural inside linebacker. They got him as an outside linebacker, but he's an inside linebacker, you know what I mean? So that's his natural position, and then we can bring in Dean as the weak side linebacker, you know what I mean? So that he's able to plug and play and blitz, and he's able, instead of the offensive lineman coming out to Dean, we can have him doing a lot of blitzing and scheming and coverage, you know what I mean, at the weak backer position. And then Minshew for sure gone. I would like Boston Scott to stay, especially if Miles Sanders leave, you know what I mean, if we ain't able to negotiate like a 2-3 year deal with Miles Sanders. And I feel he's able to give us a team friendly deal for the fact of Gainwell and Scott's there. He's not putting as much tear on his body where he's able to rest a lot, and then he's able to take a cheaper deal. But when in the contract, it has to be some kind of negotiation where goal lines and playoffs, he gets more touches than the rest. You know what I mean?
He you know, like I said, he could be a 15 100-yard person every year. He could do that every single year.
And he didn't fumble all year, but one time, and that was after a pass. He didn't fumble during the running or anything this year, and that was one of his major flaws, was injuries and fumbles, and he knocked both of them out this year.
Is that the Washington game?
No, it's not the Washington. Yeah, it might have been the Washington. No, it was.
It was a game I know.
Wasn't that? I thought it was the Texans. It was Texans and the Jags.
It was Washington.
It was the Giants to Washington. I know it was a division game.
It was our first loss because Jalen Hurts threw it behind him and he caught it and then
got hit. Yeah.
And then for CJ, that's in my top 3. Sanders, CJ, and Bradbury are my top 3 re-signs. And then Epps, of course, we need him. My thing is with Dillard, I feel we need to re-sign him and trade him. I feel we can get more value on somebody that wants to be an Eagle instead of someone that doesn't. If you guys notice all season, he hasn't been playing, but at the same time, he's nowhere near available for media day. He's not. I mean, have y'all heard anything from him all season?
He's a bust, man. First round pick is a bust.
Yeah, and I don't feel that he wants to be here. He reminds me of a Robert Quinn also. So I feel if we can get some value from him, trade him somewhere in the AFC, get some value back on the pick or something like that with like a Joe Burrow, somebody like that that's needing more help, you know what I mean? And they can get him for a discount and give us like a third round, second round back or something like that.
It's hard to get linemen, so we could use them as bait. I never thought about that.
And then far as and if we don't, then we able to keep him on a cheaper deal. And then far as Jackson, we can let him go. And Pascal, I feel Pascal is somebody we can get on a real cheap deal. And he's more of a special teams player that bring that toughness. And then when he's on the outside at wide receiver, or should I say at the slot, he's a good blocker. And I feel that that's somebody we need to really keep. You know what I mean? On the wide receiver core for special teams also. And then get back to it, like Kelsey, Cox, Graham, I feel that they need to retire, and we can also throw Lane into there. That's where I say Dillard is so valuable for us, where we can keep him, let him know we need him, we want him, and if not, we can just sign him and then just trade him, bro, and then just go and get a tackle in the top 10 of the draft.
You know what it is when you say them retire? It makes a little bit of sense too, because if they do win and they do retire, all these players are going to be battle tested, so they're going to go the rest of their careers, and they're going to have that chip with them, and they won, and but it would suck to lose all of them at the same time. It would definitely be like blow.
But they all came at the same time, so I feel they're going to ride into the sunset, especially if we win. I felt that they would come back just not to lead their boys for the dead, but why not go out with a bang? Because all of them wasn't even supposed to, except Lane, Kelsey, Graham, and Cox wasn't even supposed to be on this team this year.
Yeah, that's true.
You get what I'm saying? Like it was like Kelsey was retired and came back.
Right.
Fletcher Cox, we didn't sign him and then brought him back. And then Graham, fresh off an injury, didn't think he was going to be able to get as much play. So I don't think Brandon Graham is going to come back. That's the one out of the three that I feel that's not going to be able to come back because of our debt at that position.
Absolutely. And then Hargrave is also the one, he's the one who would demand the most because he's the freshest legs out of all of them. So he would demand the most.
He's going to be the highest paid free agent on the defensive side.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, not free agent, but signing, because Bradbury going to be a little cheaper than him because Bradbury ain't going to want to sign for no multiple year. Like we'll get a CJ for like a 4-year deal.
CJ look like he's gonna.
Bradbury, we might get 2 years out of him.
Yeah, Bradbury's a little bit older than CJ too, so that's why they're gonna invest in CJ more. But also the same thing with Miles Sanders. I mean, it's like you got a killer at running back. It's hard to get a killer at a running back. Do you want to risk that? I mean, we've had bad luck with running backs. You understand? Until he came.
Yeah. And if y'all look at it too, if Bradbury leave, we can throw CJ at the corner.
Yeah,
and we got Blankenship too, bro. You can't sleep on Blankenship.
And Maddox, you know what I mean?
Blankenship is stepping up though too. I ain't gonna lie to you. Maddox we definitely, but Blankenship been stepping up. He's been surprising me. He's been surprising me with his play.
And I just like Epps with another year under this defense, you know what I mean? And even since we are keeping, you know what I mean, Gannon, so I feel another year with this defense with certain players will really help them out this next season.
Cohesiveness, man. The more if they was to do another year together, they'll be even more ferocious than the last year. Want to build like that Ravens type of defense, like when their defense was good for like 10 years straight. Same people. That's what we need. We need to keep this defense in. Because the defense, if you really look at it, bro, they've only allowed 7 points in each game. First team to ever score 30 points and allow less than 10 in history. That's what I'm trying to tell people. This Eagles team, I just pray everything goes as we want it to because they're going to go down in history. This team is special. This squad, that's why they got to figure something out to bring people back, cheap deals, because we gotta put the nail on the coffin and then we got to come back and we got to bury the coffin with all the haters in there. Chris Sims is still hating on Jalen. I mean, that's he said that the Eagles quarterback position is one of the easiest positions in all of sports to handle. Like, do you understand the disrespect that is to him? Like, come on, man. Like he still won't just admit, yo, I was wrong on Jalen. Jalen is a stud. I was wrong. Just say I was wrong. He won't say that though. He's gonna keep saying that anybody could do what Jalen's doing, and it's not true. We almost lost the number 1 seed because Jalen was out. Literally.
Minshew proved that, yeah.
Minshew almost blew the number 1 seed. Jalen is hurt, had to come back, risk the show. Because remember, if Minshew wins one game, Jalen don't play versus the Giants.
He don't play. He don't play against the Saints or the Giants. I mean, he shouldn't have played. Of course, he wasn't going to play against the Cowboys. But then he don't have to worry about the hype when saying that he was going to play against the Saints, and then saying that he got to play against the Giants. You know what I mean? It was a bunch of bullshit for him to have to come back. If he came back that last game of the season, he should have been there against the Saints game. Once we lost against the Cowgirls, we should have just went ahead and let Jalen play, and he could have rested instead of playing against the Giants with a rivalry game. We could have just went against the Saints and beat them up, and then he'd have had 3 weeks to recoup.
Yeah, 3 weeks. I agree. I remember before the Saints game, I was like, yo, this is the game you should play because it's not a division game. It's an easier opponent. Like, why would you want to risk? Remember, we was nervous going into that Giant. People laugh at me even during the playoffs. I said I was more nervous going into the Giants game than the 49ers game. They're like, wow. I'm like, yo, that's a division team. You don't know what's going to happen on any given night. The passion of the division games is different. You understand? So that, like you said, I wanted him to play versus Saints because versus the Giants, end of the year, you don't want something to go wrong or something go funny, like, you know?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Hey. I think they're gonna do a Philly special at the Super Bowl. Bro.
That's another thing. So I feel like Saints dialed up. Saints getting dialed up. Somebody's going down in history, man. And all I know is, and let me tell you something. Hassan Reddick is a game wrecker, bro. That dude is on a mission. When I say he's on a mission, like he's gonna be. You just gotta keep your eye. I mean, putting a tight end on him ain't gonna work.
You saw that the last game.
If you really look at the film, look at Brian Baldiger's film, bro. They were pushing linemen, like pushing them, like you know when you grab your nephew,
right, like get out my way.
You just move them out the way real quick. Like that's what they was doing with a lineman, bro, putting them on the. Right. So you know, and the Chiefs, you know, I saw the Chiefs got the best win rate as a line, but you know what? To me, that stat is a little deceiving. And you know why? Of course, you're gonna have the best win rate when your quarterback is moving. You know, he moves so quickly and everything. They're always gonna win. You understand? They're gonna win more times than they lose because of Patrick Mahomes. I feel
they play the Chargers is the only one out of that division that's able to beat them, but then they play the Raiders twice, the Chargers twice, and then the Broncos twice. So that's almost 6 wins every year if the Chargers don't beat them. You know what I mean? In any division, you don't have a dominant winner every year. Right. Like our division, ain't nobody won twice since we won it in 2011 or some shit like that. Yeah. So basically, what division besides the Chiefs are who gonna win that division? The Bills just start beating the Patriots. You get what I'm saying?
You're right. That division is a given. You know, I didn't even think about. You know, people want to talk about our easy path. There is no easy path in the NFC East. I mean, we almost lost the number 1 seed to the Cowboys. Do you understand that? They could have came. Imagine how crazy this would have been if we would have been. And even though the Eagles was the best road team, people are not going to talk about this either. The Eagles was the best road team. Only 1 road loss all season. You understand? Only 1 road loss. They was the best road team in the NFL. So even if they would have had to take this show on the road, it would have been a different ball game. But you know, we people want to say we got an easy path. This is the path we dealt. We dealt ourselves this path. We got the number 1 seed. This is what we're gonna do. Who's not going to take advantage? People talk about the Patriots, how they used to take it. They used to get number 1 seeds all the time. How you think they got all those chips? Number 1 seeds.
Right.
Big facts.
Every team had to play their best ball when they played us too, bro.
No, we all get the opportunity, like I said.
Yeah.
Hey, this is how we going to have Patrick Mahomes spooked out there on Sunday.
Real calm.
That's gonna
be. He got the broom on his back, thinking he got another person there sticking him up with a gun to his back.
Listen, that's Hassan Reddick with the red hoodie.
That's Hassan Reddick.
Get out there and take his money, bro. Hey, but I appreciate y'all, man, and Another week of the podcast, Birds of a Feather flock together, man. I appreciate you, Cash. Appreciate you, Jay. And Warren, as always, pulling up on us, man. We greatly appreciate it. And hopefully this time next week, man, we can be coming on with a few cigars or something and some champagne or something and celebrate this win. This will be the last week of the first season of Birds of a Feather flock together. And next season, man, we're gonna come a little bigger, you know what I mean? Hopefully it's off of a Super Bowl win. We can talk our it, you know what I mean, all season, you know what I mean, as defending champs. But like I say, man, we're gonna go ahead and pop some bottles and light up some cigars, man, if we win next week, bro. So I greatly appreciate y'all hopping on.
Next week, though. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna see y'all next week, my brother.
Absolutely. Listen, I got one suggestion. If and when we win next week, being it's the last show, we should end it out with our chant. Fly Eagles fly.
Oh yeah, and just a heads up, if we do, you know, if and when we win on Sunday, we gonna hop on for a couple of minutes, just a quick live, you know what I mean, to hop on and yell, brag about that win, and just to let a little bit of that steam off before Wednesday. So when we come on here Wednesday, we ain't on here like boosting and bragging like we just done 2 hours ago.
Because everybody gonna be like, that was 3 days ago. Come on.
We let that steam out real quick so that when we get on Wednesday, we could be more calm, collective like we are right now after another show, and just, you know, get up on here. We pop them bottles and put them cigars up in flame, my guy. So once again, man, as always, bro, I greatly appreciate y'all as much as y'all, you know what I mean, is on here with me, man. I greatly appreciate the input going back and forth, and 4 people on here. We have 4 different opinions of everything tonight, man, and that's why I like it with different folks up on here, just so we can give entertaining session. And look at it right here, we didn't went over what we normally do on a weekly basis, and we was only supposed to do a couple of topics tonight in that free agency, keep them contract talk or let them walk. Basically went a lot longer than I expected, but it fit right in, and I greatly appreciate it as always. Like I say, man, we'll be back next week with the defending Super Bowl champs. Next week, you'll see the Eagles instead of the Chiefs in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
Let's get it.
Hey, and let me say this though, fellas, before we get out of here, man. This has been one of the in 2017 when we won Super Bowl 52. We was confident. I didn't feel the way that I felt like this year. You know what I mean? From game 1 to game 17, you know what I mean? Including, and then we add 2 more playoff games to that, bro. Like, there was not a week that I was nervous, and I'm going into the Super Bowl calm and casual and not nervous at all, bro. You know what I mean? And it's soothing for me right now. Instead of being stressed, my team in the Super Bowl going crazy, all that. Nigga, I was going crazy, bro. Last year, I mean not last year, but our last Super Bowl, bro. Like, and when we was in it, I was nervous, bro. We're playing Patriots, bro. Like, you know, we about to get cheated. You know what I mean? All types of shit. So,
right.
So I'm just wanted to put that out there, bro. Like, I'm really, really cool and calm right now with this Super Bowl that we playing in, and hopefully we can take it, put pressure on Mahomes, have him running on in his high heels all day. You know what I mean? And we'd be good to go.
Right.
Yeah, it's 2017 felt like a miracle. This one feels like we belong here. Like I said, we was the underdog in 2017, and we the top dog right now.
That's a fact.
We gotta play say that position again, my guy. Anything else? Anybody else want to say something before we get up out of here?
Nah, bro.
Hey, bro, I just appreciate y'all. Yeah, I appreciate y'all, bro.
Be safe, my brothers.
And until next week, my brother, we be up on here, Super Bowl 57. And let me say this, though. How does this sound? I think I said this earlier, but Eagles got a chance of winning 2 Super Bowls within 5 years, bro. Super Bowl 52 and Super Bowl 57, bro. Look at the logo. Look at the logo. The only thing that's different is the V, right?
Right.
Everything's just perfect right now, bro. Everything is perfect.
I don't mind every 5 years. Every 5 years is better than
and
the Cowgirls records.
Hey, man, we're not even gonna give them no props until next week. We're not gonna even mention their name until next week. We're gonna bang on everybody in our division, bro. And then I wanted to show that let me do this real quick. Give me about 3 more minutes on the show, bro. I wanna No, matter of fact, it's gonna take a little longer because I'm gonna have to render it and all that stuff. I'll just do it for next week. I want to show the little hype video that the Eagles have made, you know what I mean, for the squad. But like I say, bro, good luck. Hey man, hopefully our squad can pull it off, bro. And I'm out here, bro. We're gonna be going crazy, my guy. Until next week, fellas.
Shit, we'll see you Sunday. We'll be suited.
Sunday, bro.
Yes, Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Later.